Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to make chicken roulade. Basically, chicken roulade is like a rolled up chicken stuffed with some things. I chose caramelized onion, ham and cheese, and it tastes absolutely delicious. I also served it with some mashed potato and sauteed vegetables with the sauce, which is chicken velouté. In this video, I'm also going to be showing you how to make chef salad. Chef salad is basically like Caesar salad, but I changed the dressing into mayonnaise. You guys should definitely try this recipe out. Like, I'm telling you, it tastes so good. Like, it tastes so good. And it really is not that expensive to buy the ingredients needed. So yeah, hope you guys like it. First, preparing the mirepoix to make the stock, I'm cutting my carrot, celery, and onion into the sides of mirepoix and then boiling it in some water. I'm also mixing it with some chicken stock, but you could totally use just a liquid stock just like I show here, but I mix both since I have some leftovers, and then just letting it boil on a pot. While this is boiling, I am preparing for my stuffing, which is slicing some onion here, and then now I'm cutting my potato and making it to alternate potato. This is a very hard thing to do, but you just need some patience to do it. And here's the tournée. I tried my best. I made 2 tournées as I showed you. Now after the stock is done, I'm just skimming all the excess and making sure it's a clear broth. Now I'm making my roux, which is a white roux to make the chicken velouté. Just simply mixing a same amount of butter and flour, making sure that your surface is clean, adding the stock and keep mixing until the sauce is done. Now I'm going to make my clarified butter, which will soon be used to pan sear my chicken roulade. Simply just heat up some butter on a low heat and there you go. There's your clarified butter. Now using the same pan, adding some more butter, and here I'm making the caramelized onion for my stuffing. I add some garlic salt and pepper. I don't add any more additional sugar since actually if you cook onion for quite some times, it will have this sweet flavor that it creates, which is totally enough for me, and this tastes absolutely delicious. Now I'm just sauteing my vegetables, which is some carrot, corn, peas, and don't forget to season it with salt and pepper. Keep stirring and making sure that it's all done. Once the vegetable is done, I just put it on a separate bowl and keep my surface clean. Now I'm just cooking my ham. I'm using pork ham, but you could totally use turkey or even beef if you like that, but here I'm using some pork ham. Now I'm just boiling some potatoes to soon be used as my mashed potatoes. As I don't have a masher here, I make sure that I cook my potato for quite some time to make it very soft and easily mashed into my sieve. The clip where I mashed the potato through the sieve got corrupted, but I simply put the boiled potato and mash it through a fine sifter, and I also heated up milk and butter on low heat, and then I add the mashed potato in the pan and mixing it to then create this soft and smooth and yummy delicious mashed potato. Don't forget to also season it with salt and pepper. Feel free if you would like to add some cheese if that's to your liking, but I didn't add any cheese. This tastes absolutely yummy and look at how smooth that is. Now I'm just putting some cling film and some chicken breast, slowly hitting it with a rolling pin, and the clip where I put the stuffing, which were the caramelized onion, ham and cheese, got corrupted, but I simply laid the chicken flat and put the stuffing on top and then roll it. And once it rolled, like here, I pulled it, but since my cling film is not in a good quality, I think it just opened, like I don't know how, but it opened. So instead of doing that, I tied my chicken with some ropes to keep the shape as I would like it to. I boil it for around 18 minutes before taking it out, and then I'm heating the pan, making sure it's very high heat, and then adding the clarified butter, garlic and thyme to then Hence here my chicken roulade. Look at that. Oof. It looks so good, and if only you could hear the sounds of the sizzling, it sounds so beautiful. Like, look at the color. Just golden, crispy, and just delicious. I'm doing basting here. Basting is simply just pouring the butter on top of the meat, whatever meat you're cooking, and the butter will give some extra flavor. Also, it will also cook each side, making sure you cook each of the side of the chicken roulade evenly, because you want that golden color in every side of the chicken. Once it's all done, take it out and I cut it here. I'm putting my mashed potato in the middle, flattening it a little bit to then put the chicken roulade, and then I put my sauteed vegetables right around it, and last but totally not least, here I'm pouring the chicken velouté. Look at how sexy this looks. It tastes so good. The chicken is not dry, it's juicy, the sauce is perfectly cooked. It has this chicken flavor, it's creamy but not overly creamy, and you guys should totally try this recipe out. Now I'm sprinkling it with some chili powder, chili flakes, because I just like spicy food. Now, moving on to the chef salad. First of all, I'm having one egg yolk here, and I'm cutting a lemon to use then. So I'll be using 1/4 of the lemon. And then here, I'm cutting my sandwich loaf to be used as my crouton. So I make it small size here. I'm just simply whisking my egg yolk until it's a little more lighter in shade, so it's a little more white, and then slowly adding the oil little by little to incorporate the oil into the yolk to then make mayonnaise. You just have to be patient with this. I find that it's easier to have 2 or 3 times to pour the oil and not just pour it in one going. Simply just mix and mix and mix, whisk and whisk and whisk until it becomes a more solid, a more creamy texture. Keep whisking until it reaches a point where you're satisfied with the texture and the solidity. Next, I'm just squeezing 1/4 of a lemon to give acidity to this mayonnaise. Don't forget to also season it with salt and pepper, and then whisk it. Now to make the croissant, here's the pre-cut loaf that I cut earlier. Now I'm just simply cutting the parsley. You can use Chinese parsley, Italian parsley, whichever you have. I'm making sure that I'm cutting it finely, and you simply just put it into the container that you put your loaf in. There are some method of making croissant, but I find this to be my favorite. So I'm just drizzling some extra virgin olive oil, and not to forget, season it with salt and pepper. Some just use butter, but I prefer also using some olive oil because olive oil gives extra flavor of that olives, and I really like that flavor. Of course, don't forget to add some garlic because garlic adds so much more flavor to a dish. I'm adding this on my croissant, and I'm just simply chopping it and then adding it to the same container and mix it. Now in a pan, I just melt some butter in and put the croutons in and simply cook it until it becomes crispy. This literally tastes so good, and it's so simple to make. I just keep mixing and keep mixing until the croutons become crispy in texture. Now since I've bought the pre-cut lettuce, I'm just simply chiffonade the lettuce and cutting it like this. So you basically roll it up like a cigar and then cutting it. And since my lettuce is already very short, I'm only cutting around 1 to 2 times each cutting, making it into a smaller cut so that it will be easier to be eaten as a salad. Now I'm also cutting some cherry tomatoes, but you could use normal tomatoes if you like that. I'm mixing the dressing, which is the mayonnaise, into the salad, just like this. It tastes so good. This dressing by itself tastes so good. Don't use too much dressing since this is salad. Now I'm just simply decorating it, adding the croutons and here I'm making the poached egg. So I put the egg on the sifter to drain the liquid, putting some vinegar on the water. Now I'm making this shape like a tornado, and then I simply put the egg right in the middle, cook it for around 3 minutes. Here I'm just putting some grated parmesan on the salad, and once the timer is off, it's done to be skimmed, and there you go. Simply putting the croutons in and then putting the poached egg right in the middle, and here I'm cutting it. Look at that runny yolk. Thank you for watching.